Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Hence back with another video, and in today's video, we're going to be talking a bit about the All-Star event special cards, and exactly what I'm going to be doing in this event and what I would recommend you guys doing in this event. So let's hop over to NHL here and load into Ultimate Team. Before we get started, I just want to say my last video that I uploaded, the event details, I guess, one, I kind of had that, I was a bit rushed on that because I had to go somewhere right after the event dropped. And I didn't really make admittedly, my best thumbnail ever, so don't judge me too hard on that, but I promise you going forward, it will be a lot better. So, here's what I will say though, is what I'm going to do with this event, okay? So, if you guys, well, I mean, obviously a lot of you guys know because you watched my other videos or you've had time to play the game yourself, there are these 87 overall cards in the game, and you can make these cards for 30 collectibles in sets. And the cost per collectible, last time I calculated, was about 5,500 per collectible. And it costs 30 collectibles, which means it costs 165k roughly to do that set. Now, here's what I will say. Do I think that set is worth it to do from scratch? Absolutely not. 165k for these cards here, it's not worth it at all. However, what I will say is that eventually, making your way through this event, you're going to pack some of these cards. You're going to, get some of these 92 overall cards, these 84 overall cards at least. And you're going to be working on those objectives and, kind of taking down those objectives. And you really have two options with what you want to do with those collectibles, okay? So the first option is obviously you can make an MSP card. One of these 5 MSPs or the 5 that release next week. And your other option is to do that 30 collectible set to make these all-star, game cards. Obviously, for the cards to upgrade to the overall that they're gonna be at, for the 87 overall cards to upgrade to the same overall as the 92 overall cards, they need to score 5 goals in the All-Star game. And if they do that, they will most likely be the MVP of the event. And as Henrik mentioned in his video, the EA Game Changers had some inside info that the MVP of the event would be upgraded to a certain amount. And I would say last year they were started at 89 overall, and the MVP was Claude Giroux, who got up to 95 overall. I can't remember how many goals he scored. I think he scored 2 or 3 goals. I think 3 goals. So he got up to 92 from that, and then he got another +3. So I would say that the person who wins the MVP will be somewhere around 93 overall is my guess, since they're starting 2 overalls lower. That's a pretty safe estimate. So if one of these cards get to 93 overall, it's obviously a very good card because they all have very good abilities. And they have a gold ability already, and they'll get probably secondary synergies if they do get to that 93 overall and win the MVP. Now, it's very hard for them to win the MVP because there's like 40 of these cards in the sets, so it's going to be one of 40, obviously. But I'm going to help you guys kind of dwindle it down and know exactly what to do. So, my thinking originally was that I was going to make Joe Sakic here, and the reason for that is because I'm an Avalanche fan. But with more thinking and realizing that 30 collectibles for these are probably not worth it. However, if you have untradables or if you get those objectives, then they might be worth it. What I was thinking of doing is I was thinking of doing one of these sets towards the end of the event when I saved up a bunch of things. And then I was going to open the pack, see who I get, and then hold those cards, not select who I'm going to pick until after the event is done. That's what I would recommend you guys do. But I was looking through all the divisions, and it was pretty clear to me that there was one division that stood out from the rest and was very good, I would say. Now, obviously, I made the video earlier about which cards I thought were good. And, there was the two standout cards for me were Tage Thompson and who was the other one? It was Kevin Hayes. Because they're huge, they're pretty fast, and they have very good cards in game. However, the last 3 years or something like that, the Pacific Division, or the Central Division has won the tournament, which is the McDavid Division with the Oilers and, not this division. I don't even see it on the thing here. I was going to show you, but I don't even see it here. Here it is. This division is usually the one that wins. However, looking at these cards, most of us are going to have that McDavid Team of the Year card. And the rest of these cards, maybe Carlson and Skinner are the two that stand out to me a little bit. Maybe Thompson's okay because he's a lefty, but I know this 88 overall card, Star of the Month card, was not very good. But then I took a look at the Atlantic Division here, and I took a look at all these cards here, all what are they, 6 plus, so 11 of these cards, and I said to myself, as a Habs fan, only 4 of these cards on this entire list are L cards. And the rest of them are W's, and I think it's a 1 of 3 or a 1 of 2 choice pack. I think last year was 1 of 3, so I would assume it's 1 of 3. So the chances of you getting 3 of the 4, not so good ones are pretty low. And I would say Vasilevsky, Allmark, Kachuk, Thompson, Suzuki, Larkin are all W's for me, and then obviously Pasternak, Matthews, Marner, and Kucherov are L's. But if you're a Leafs fan and you don't have Matthews Team of the Year, then obviously Matthews and Marner are going to be a W for you, and Suzuki might be an L for you, although Suzuki's card is still, in my opinion, better than Matthews and Marner's card. So for me, this would be the one that I would make, because I think like all of the cards here, except for the 4 that I mentioned, would be W's for me. And especially Tage Thompson, because I very, very, very much think that Tage Thompson has the potential to win the MVP because he's got silky hands. He's got the 2 best goalies in the league right now on his team, and he's just playing unbelievable. Or maybe not the 2 best goalies, but Allmark's the best goalie in the league right now in terms of performance over this season. So they've got him on his team, so I could see this team winning the whole thing easily. And in that case, it would be very fun to have some of these cards. I know Dylan Larkin's X Factor was very popular at the start of the year. I had him. I can say that he's one of the best cards in the game. Brady Tkachuk has Gold Truculence. That would be a fun card to use. Matthew Tkachuk has a few good abilities too. So yeah, I would say that there's only 4 L's with this, and I think that this is what I'm going to end up actually doing. It's either going to be this, or if there's like a must-make MSP next week, then I might make that, because I don't really think, unless you have any bias towards some of these players, some of these MSP players, I don't really think any of these are really must-make cards. The only one I could see that is maybe a must-make card, and even then it's kind of not really a must-make, is Nick Lidstrom. Sorry, I pressed on the button by accident there. Is Nick Lidstrom, but even then, I have Yossi and Gardner, and he would be on my 3rd pair, maybe my 2nd pair, but certainly not better than Gardner, and I don't think I would really use him that much, and I don't want to demote Yossi to the 3rd pair, so I don't think it's worth it for me. The only one I would make is Sakic, because I'm a secondary Avs fan, and I mean, he looks very good, don't get me wrong, but he's not really going to be like a meta card for that long. He'll be on my 4th line before I know it. So I was thinking about doing this and seeing if I could get, Tage Thompson, Nick Suzuki, but yeah, that's what I would recommend to you guys. If you guys are going to open one of these packs, first and foremost, pick the one that has your favorite team in it and see if you can get that card. This division is also very good in terms of the cards that you can get. However, a lot of people already have that McKinnon Team of the Year card, so McKinnon's less appealing from this. But Makar and Rantanen are both good. And then the Pacific Division, no, this is the Central Division, sorry. The Central Division is very good. And then the Metropolitan Division is also a very good option. I would rank them, the 2 East teams first, depending on which team has your favorite player. So if you're like a Devils fan, I would do the Metro. If you're a Habs fan or a Leafs fan, I would do the Atlantic. And then 3rd, Central, 4th, Pacific. That's what I would rank them. But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.